all the studio lights on and let's get started. Welcome back to the Old Quick Garage here in Australia. I hope you had a very nice overnight sleep. Well, I had, since we built this amazing rack last night with the copper bus bars. And the next step will be to put the shelves in. And as I told you in the last episode, I have laminated two or glued two together now to give it more strength, because this MDF is not the best actually to carry these batteries. So let's see how strong two of them glued together are. I would say twice as heavy. Alright. This is massive. Oh yes. Yep, that should be totally fine. And with the next shelf here, we need to do a little cutout for these two bus bars. Here, here, there, here. Let's see if it fits. Here it comes. Are they laughing about me? Alright, that seems to work quite well. Okay, I'll do the other two shelves here and then we can put the batteries in. Still looks like a shelf, right? Yeah, well, we have now 4 supports under each shelf here and a double glued MDF shelf floor bottom, so this should be totally fine now, hopefully. All right, then let's put our battery in there and get this all started. What do you mean? We have to prepare the battery before that? You want me to balance it? It's brand new. Yeah, now I have mucked around with some of the cells, but it should be totally fine, right? To put them in parallel now and balance them overnight. Ah, you reckon because of different voltages there could be very high current going from one cell to another? This is something I always wanted to know. How much current is actually flowing from a almost full battery to an almost empty battery if we parallel them? Here, out of the pack, I have found, and we have here 3.21, 3.34. So I assume these are the two ones we had in our 4-pack here in our 4S configuration when we tested the balancer. So this one should be fairly empty and this one should be fairly full. And you can read everywhere, you always should make sure that these batteries have the same voltage before you parallel them, because there's an awful lot of current flowing otherwise. How much is an awful lot of current? Nobody knows. This experiment hasn't been done before. I assume, I don't know. And for this purpose, I have prepared these two bus bars here, which we will connect the two cells in parallel, and then we measure the current and see what's actually going on. So this one is full, this one is, hang on. And now I have capacity measured most of them, but not all of them. And then we mucked around with the balancer and did some other experiments with the batteries, so they are all over the place now. I'm not sure, I probably would need to charge them individually now or make sure they've got the almost same voltage before I parallel them. But I always wanted to know how much current is actually flowing between these two cells now if we parallel them. Let's put some nuts on here, but I'm not tightening them right now, so the bus bar is just loose on top of it. And this is probably what I want to start with, because I really don't want to call for the devil here. Okay, how do we do this now? So that should be alright, so you can see the display here which is on 0. Okay, let's connect them. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Just make sure they are not crossed. Okay, let's connect them and see. There's a spark. Now there's no spark. And we have 0 current. I'm on AMPS. I'm zeroed out. There's nothing flowing. 0. 30 milliamps. See, the resistance of the bus bars to the terminals is so high, there's almost no current flowing. Nothing. Okay, so I'm tightening this nut now here to have the first bus bar connected. And I do the same over here. Oh yeah, if I tighten this just with my hand, current goes up. 200 milliamps we can see. Okay, and now I'm pressing down on this bus bar just slightly to see if we get a massive spike in current. I'm pressing a lot now. 5 amps. Okay, I think we are safe to putting some washers underneath here. I don't really like these flanged nuts here on top of the tinned copper, you know. It's really aggressive. And okay, so this is all 6 points, almost 7 amps now, but this one is still loose here on this side. So even I wiggle it around, we've got 10, 11 amps, 16, 17 amps we have. So okay, I'm tightening this one here with the spanner now, slightly. Okay, 17.8. I'm tightening this one here slowly. Ah, yeah, here we go. 22 amps. Tighten it a bit more. 30 amps. There we go. We can measure up to 200 amps here. No, just making sure nothing gets warm. Okay, let's tighten the next one. Just a bit. 30, 31, 35 amps. And now the last one. Last one is still loose. Look at this. Okay, if I tighten it slowly, 40 amps. I think they're all pretty tight now. That is a bit disappointing experiment, actually. The amp meter goes up to 200 amps, so I was going to see something like 150 or so. But now, nothing. 40 amps. 29, it has decreased to 29 already. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe I should polish the terminals again, huh? To get better contact. 29 amps. So we've seen 40 and now it goes down already. Look at this. That is disappointing. I really was after 150 amps at least or something, going from one cell to the other, but probably not. I mean, we've got only a voltage difference of 130 millivolts. So, and then we're pushing like 40-50 amps through it. See, this would mean we've got a resistance here of 3.25 milliohms. Yeah, 3.25 milliohms. And look at this, 28, it goes down now. 27.9. So the question is, do you need to pay attention on the voltage of these battery cells? I don't think so. Yeah, nah, that's not good enough. I've got the big Chinese bomber now here connected to our cell here, and we have 3.32 volts. So I will charge this up now to 3.5 to make sure it's almost full. And then we have another go and see how much current we can actually get to flow between these cells to balance or equalize them. Well, definitely a full battery. Look at this, it jumps to 3.35 straight away. 40 amps, and voltage is increasing quite fast. I just went inside the house and then I could see the power dropping down here from the inverter, and I said, "Boy, what's going on?" The battery is already full. Look at this. We just start the charging again just to see the voltage rising to 3.5. Look how quick this goes. Well, this took like 5 minutes now. There, 3.5, and now it's dropping down. So it's full. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, we're doing the same experiment again. Now we've got a really fully charged battery here. Okay, I'm dropping the bus bar and we're watching the current. Just loose. On top of it, nothing. But let's do the second one here. Hand tight first. Let me push down. 5 amps. The fourth one, hand tight. Oh yeah, 10, 11. All right. Okay, let me tighten this one first here. 20, 18. Second one, 25. Okay, and the last one, 68, 70. Do we get 100? Do we get 100? Come on, 100 amps? Nah, it's dropping. 90, 95 around was the maximum. This is 80 amps now. Nothing gets warm. Everything's still fine. And look how quick the amp's dropping. So this again proves only again, you don't really need to care about the voltages when you parallel your cells. There's a little star here on this comment. If you get new battery cells and they don't match 100% with the voltage, don't worry about it, just parallel them. They will balance and equalize over time. You can see we've got one fully charged now, and this one was on 3.21 volts only. And we're getting only about 90 amps, now 45. Look at this. It has already dropped to 40 amps. It's going down quickly. So even with about 0.3 volts difference between these two cells here, 95 amps maximum, that was all. And this only for a few seconds, and then it drops to 38 now. So don't really worry about it, just parallel them, let them balance, and charge them up to a 3.6 or 3.65 volts until the current goes to 0. And then you've got the perfect top balancing. Okay, I shall do this now with all our 16 cells, right? Huh? What shitty test is Andy doing there? He promised us amps. He promised us serious amps. Okay guys, you got me there. What I've done now is I've discharged this empty cell while I had dinner. It took 51 minutes. And now it has bounced back to 2.9. So we start the test here again. And see how quick. Yeah, you are absolutely right. We are not doing any shitty tests here. We want the real deal. Okay, I'm not sure if this is actually a good idea now. Because we may have some voltage difference. And, well, this one is then really empty. And this one on 3.5 volts will carry a lot of energy, which it will happily transfer over to the empty cell, right? So we have to control our resistance between the bus bars and the terminals wisely. We don't want to cause any trouble here. There we go, 2.6. Yeah, turned off. Voltage is rising again, so we have to be quick now. We want the maximum voltage difference. All right. There we go. So charging, 40 amps, set, start. All right. I hope it doesn't take long. Okay, we just hit the 3.5 volts. We missed it. Okay, start again. 7, 48, 49, 3.5. And then current tapers off. There we go. Okay, charging finished. All right, boys and girls. One last voltage check here, 3.43 and 2.72. Okay, 2.74. That is 0.7 volt difference. Bus bar is loose. Bus bar is loose. Can you see it? Yes. Okay. Let's touch it quickly. No, there's nothing happening. Okay. All right. We are on. We are on. Okay. Tightening the first one here. Hand tighten it. Second one. Hand tighten it. Ooh, already 30. Already 50 amps. Hey. All right. Next one. 26 amps. 13. Don't wanna just press it down. Don't wanna cause any dramas here. 40, 50 amps. Okay, we are safe, I think. 50, stabilizing. 90, 100, 100, 120 it was. 104. Okay, tightening. 150. Did you see that? 150, 120, 120 amps. Overload. Overload. Okay, I'm losing it again. There was over 200 amps now. Again. Holy shit, eh? That is over 200 amps. There again, 200 amps. Can we feel something? Oh, yeah. The bus bars are getting warm. Guys, these are the amps we are looking for. 150, and this one is not even tight. Oh, God. 170 amps. Look at this. 170 amps. Yeah, guys, don't do this at home, really, don't. It's enough if I do it at home. Holy smackaroli here. 100 amps still. Just tighten this with my hand. Yeah, 180 amps. Wow. That is a lot of current. Yes, they're getting really warm. 107 amps. Just hand tighten this one here. 150. A little bit more. 160 amps. 160 amps. With a hand tighten. Oh yeah, it gets nice and warm now. Yeah, this one as well here. 130 amps. Wow. There was over 200. Can we do this again? Let's see if we tighten it slowly. 150. Resistance goes down. No, it's already tightened now. 165. 165 stabilizing there. Yep. Okay, I've got all 4 screws now tight. 175. Yeah, it goes a little bit more. 170 amps. 170 amps. There it is. Thumbnail. What a test, huh? 155. Now it's tapering off. Over 200 amps, man, this is impressive, really. Oh God, don't do this at home, really. Okay, so what are we learning from this? Well, this is a scenario which usually doesn't occur. You've got one fully charged battery, one empty battery, and you parallel them, and then these major larger currents flowing between the cells, of course, too. They start equalizing now. But this is usually not what's happening at home. When you get a delivery of these batteries or different batteries, well, there should be all voltage matched and capacity matched and internal resistance matched and all this kind of stuff, you know. So if you parallel them, there's not much going on. You really just check the voltage so you make sure they are roughly in the same ballpark, and this is all you need to do. And we will see the current is tapering off 115, 114 amps. Look how it goes down. 112, 11. Because both batteries were in the steeper area of the curve. The fully charged one was in the upper area and the empty one was in the bottom one, of course. And now they're coming together and meeting in the flat part somewhere. So current is tapering off fairly quickly because the voltage difference between the full and the empty one is getting less and less and less. Then they meet in the flat area and it takes forever to balance them out. Unlike with other lithium batteries. If you have lithium ion batteries, be careful because you have an almost linear charge and discharge curve for these batteries. So if you get your lithium iron phosphate batteries delivered at home, just measure the voltage and then parallel them. Okay, here, while I was talking here, 78 amps. And this is all fully tightened now. Yeah, no, it's not warm anymore. That is over. 76 amps. They probably will never see such higher currents again in their life. Alright guys, so far this little experiment today, I always wanted to know how much current can we actually pull out of these batteries when we parallel them. One fairly empty, one fairly full. Well, now we know. It's over 200 amps if you tighten the nuts. That is totally nuts, really. I think it is time now to parallel all the cells together and leave them sitting there for a couple of days so they can all balance out before we start charging them up. Well, the problem with this is because the cells will have all the same voltage then, but could still have different state of charges. So this battery here, for example, now, because we charged it up manually with the charger, could still be like 60% full, while the other one with the same voltage may be at 40% only. So when we charge them up to 3.6 volts to top balance them, yeah, that was my decision to top balance the battery, like the other one as well. Bottom balance doesn't work when you parallel banks. So if I would connect the charger now to these two batteries here, there is a potential risk that this one gets overcharged because the voltage is rising faster in this one. And there will be equalization currents going from this battery into other batteries next to it. And because of the resistance between bus bar and terminal, it could potentially happen that you overcharge one battery. So I would really recommend to do this in steps. So charge the battery to 3.4 volts, says, and just wait until everything is absorbed, and then 3.5 volts and wait until everything is absorbed, and probably measure single battery cells as well from time to time in between, especially when your voltage is rising, just to make sure everything is safe. Okay, enough talking, let's get started. Oh, nice. We are still pulling 52.2 amps. Probably a good idea to cover these terminals here. How much current would there actually flowing if we do a short now on this battery bank? Next video.